Katrina's Creations. This is episode 191. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back each week. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you haven't already, please click that little red subscribe button down below. And if you click the little bell-shaped icon next to it, that will let you know anytime I post a video, which is Saturdays and Wednesdays, and sometimes I throw stuff in between there as it arrives. So anyway, let's get started. I have a bunch of finished objects today. My first finished object is the first in a long line of hats. I have 11 grandchildren, and I've got it worked out that if I get at least 2 done a month, I should be able to get it finished by Christmas. So this is the first one, and I like how the top of this turned out. I did not use any set pattern for this, just in case you're wondering. I cast on 96 stitches on a US 7, knitted however wide I wanted this ribbing section to be. Mine is about 2.5, 3 inches. And then I transferred it down to US size 6 needles, and I decreased my stitches to 90. And then once I got up towards the crown, I started decreasing evenly all the way around. And I just kept working my way in until I got to the last couple stitches, and then I just gathered them together and drew it shut. So no real pattern for it. It does fit fine. So there it is. So hat number 1 done. Then I finished my Find Your Fade finally. So here is where I was at last week, was right here. And this is where you can really see that the pattern kind of goes sideways, because you can see it starts there with the center spine, and it goes down to like no stitches on it, but it goes all the way across. So I'll hold out the whole thing for you. I'm real happy with the size of it. The first time I made this, it was 8 to 9 feet long, and I could have mummified myself in it. It was huge. I did this on a much, much smaller needle. This is fingering weight yarn, and I did this on a US 1.5, 1.5, which in millimeters is a 2.5. It's basically what you would use to knit socks with. So I could have gone up a little bit from what I did this on. I probably could have done this on a 3 and been fine, but I didn't, so oh well. Anyway, let's start, and I will show you the whole thing. It has not been blocked yet, so my ends are not woven. But here it is. And then it goes to gray. And then it goes to fuchsia. And then it goes to black. And then it goes to a speckled. And then from there it goes to a real hot pink. And then to, this looks blue, but it's purple. It's like grape color purple. And the shawl itself has an odd shape to it. As you can see, it kind of angles in. The spine of the shawl, which is your center stitch, changes as you go. So you can see here is the center spine of the shawl where it forms a V, and then all of a sudden it drops off, and this point goes up. So sounds confusing, but I'm going to show you a picture when this is on the blocking boards, and you'll kind of get a better understanding of how this is shaped. But let me put it on. There is more than enough for me to wrap it around like this. Okay, plenty to do that. Or I can wear it around my shoulders like that, and I'll stand up so you can kind of see. And you can see it's got plenty to wrap around here too. So I am going to stick a picture in so you can see what it looks like when it's being blocked. Now my other finished objects will be in my Etsy shop, which the link is down below. I haven't put the drawstrings in this yet, but everything else is done and ready to go. So here is the first one. These are reversible project bags, and this is what the inside of this one looks like. It's kind of like a denim colored stripe on the inside. So that's number one. Number two is this one. It's kind of an olivey type of green. I love the outside of this, but the inside's pretty too. So there's a green one. This one's my all-time favorite. I debated about keeping it for myself, but here it is. It's in purple. That's what the back of it looks like. And then the inside, I like the inside as well. There is the inside. So there's a purple. And then last, here is a blue one. And the blue kind of like fades out to a gray at the edges. You can kind of see it. And then the inside of this one, there it is. So these will be in the Etsy shop. I've got like a ton more to make. I've got some that are partially made, but I don't have them done. I won't have them done by Saturday. So there's still some other ones that are from the last batch that are still in the Etsy shop too. So if you click the link, you can look through all of them if you're interested. So that is my finished objects. I got buzz in my nose from all of the yarn. Anyway, now let's get on to my works in progress. I'm so excited with my crochet project, with my first C2C. I did a lot on this week too. Last week I had just finished the white section. Now I've gone all the way through the blue and I'm into the next darkest blue. And it is probably almost 3 feet across. And I've got all of this color and 2 more shades of blue to go through. So this is going to be pretty good sized by the time I finish, I think. And thank you to all of you who had more common sense than I did. The darkest color in this gradient is like a navy blue. And then I have a whole other set of gradients to go back. And my first thought was, well, I want to go back from the navy blue down, but I'm afraid the center part would be too wide. I don't know what I was thinking. I felt like I was standing in the mirror and go, duh, I should have known this. Most of you had enough common sense to tell me, Katrina, that's the widest part of the afghan. Your blue section is not going to be ridiculously wide. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. I should have known that. Yeah, I didn't, apparently. So thank you for those of you who pointed things out to me that should have been obvious, but obviously were not obvious to me. So I'm glad that you guys are thinking, because, yeah, I wasn't. Plus, this is the first time I've ever done a C2C. So although I have made knitted dishcloths that are the same kind of theory where you start from the small and you go to the width and then you go back in again. So I should have known it, but I didn't. So thank you guys for getting me straight on this so that it will turn out the way I want it to look. So anyway, I am really excited with this. And I had mentioned last week that this yarn is weird. I still have to say this yarn is weird. It's not as weird as the white that was in here. It was the worst. It's just very, very lightly plied. It is plied, but there's sections of it that aren't plied as well as others. And I made the comment that it was sort of like a boucle, and I still would say it's sort of like a boucle yarn. And the reason I say that is there are sections of this where a boucle, in case you don't know what a boucle is, a boucle, when it applies to yarn, is 3 plies where one of the plies is looser than the other 2 plies. And that loose one tends to like zigzag or actually loop around. Okay. That's what a boucle is. This has sections in it that resemble boucle. There are sections where the yarn is actually a little flatter than other sections, and there is one of the plies that is kind of looping a little bit. There's a section right here. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but there is a section right here that is doing it. And I showed it to you last week. Like I said, the blue is not as bad, but like I said, there are just some really wonky sections in here. This section, here's another one that does it. You can kind of see the fuzzing out. Those are actually little loops, but it doesn't do it all the way through the yarn. So I don't know if it's just something that's wrong with the yarn, but it seems to be fairly consistent in every one of the colors that I've done so far. I don't know. I looked on the label to see if there was anything about why it looks like this. I don't know. I'm not having as much trouble with it as I did with the white. With the white, the yarn was very splitty. It was that loosely plied. Like I said, the loops themselves are not loose. They're not causing the trouble. The one loose ply, though, is I'm going in between it with the crochet hook really easy. So when I say it's splitty, that's what I mean is the crochet hook or a knitting needle goes up in between the yarn really easy because it's not twisted together very tight. So yeah, it's definitely a different type of yarn. It's not calling itself a boucle, but based on some of the characteristics, I would say it's at least partially a boucle. I don't know that it was intended to be, but there is definitely one ply running through the three that is kind of doing this, or zigzagging back and forth. So like I said, I don't know if it's just a bad spin or if it was done intentionally. I don't know. It's different, but it is very soft. So, and that yarn I got, it is a gradient set that I got from Joann's. Now, my other work in progress, because I'm down to only 2 right now, is a second hat, and it's nothing exciting right now. I'm just working on the ribbing stitch. So at this point, it's the same as the hat that I made previously. So, yeah, nothing much exciting there. And I also wanted to say a special thank you to Annie Flores. She sent me an email and said, hey, here's a couple of free patterns that I've made that I really like, and it might work for you. So when you see the show and tell section, you will see Annie Flores. You will see a mock cable hat and a globular hat. And so both of those are patterns that she sent me, and she's made some of them so that you can actually, you'll see them in the show and tell, so you can see what they look like. And the interesting is the mock cable is done by Barbara Benson, who has a YouTube channel called Watch Barbara Knit. And I actually own one of her patterns and have chatted back and forth with her on her YouTube channel before. So I didn't know she had free patterns. I might have to go check that out. I knew she had paid for patterns, didn't know about the free ones. So that being said, before I show you the show and tell this week, which is a long one, we have a lot of people who submitted some stuff for everybody to see. There was a couple I did want to point out and highlight. Last week I talked about Fran Derrick, and she's participating in the Tour de Fleece, which is kind of like the Tour de France, except that you're using your spinning wheel. And you pedal your spinning wheel on the same days that the Tour de France is, and you try to achieve certain goals. And yeah, so anyway, you get the general picture. So Fran is participating, and last year Yoka participated as well, and we all were like cheering them on the entire time. And at the very end, you know, they let me know how much they had made as far as yarn goes, the yardage, which they didn't get translated down to how many miles did they spin and that type of thing. So it was a lot of fun. So anyway, they both actually are participating this year. If you want to follow Yoka on her Tour de France travels, she does have her blog up, and she's posting like every day or so on her progress. So I will put a link down below, and you can go over and check out her blog. If you hit the translate button, it will put it into English for you. Because Yoka she lives in Holland, so she's speaking Dutch. So if you could hit the translate button, you can understand what's being said. But yeah, and you can learn a lot from her too, because she does a lot of spinning, and so does Fran. So yeah, so anyway, those are in there. And Kim Bream, who is one of my knitting buddies that we get together, that we haven't actually been able to physically get together for a couple months now for certain reasons. Anyway, I'm doing a Zoom with her and a couple other ladies tonight. She got the knit crate where you have to dye your own yarn with the Kool Aid that I did a couple weeks ago. She dyed hers, and she had a different color. She had a blue raspberry, and what was the other color in there? It was red. I forget what the red color was, but it was blue raspberry and was this cherry? It was cherry. It was cherry and blue raspberry. So she has red, white, and blue is what she came up with. And she actually put hers into a cake form. Instead of keeping it like in a regular skein, she put it into a cake and then kind of did it as a gradient. So hers turned out really well. So you will see that in the pictures as well. So that being said, I am going to let you all see the show and tell for this week. Now, if you have projects you want to share, because we all like to drool through each other's projects, you can send your pictures of your project and a little bit of information about them to me at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com, or you can put it over on the Facebook page on Katrina Knits and just let me know that it's for show and tell. and I will put it over on our show and tell for the following week. So now it's time for acquisitions, and I've gotten a few of those this week too. So, I work at a library, and they are in the process of withdrawing a lot of materials. Look what I found when I walked past. Oh, that one's got glare. There you can see it. Knitting Bag of Tricks. And it is a knitting workshop, parts 1 and 2. It's a 2-part disc. More than 30 expert tips. So, yes, there's one. And then the other one is 45 plus cast-ons and bind-offs by Ann Budd. Ann Budd is very big in the knitting world. She's very experienced. So there is the other one on casting on and binding off some stitches in different methods. So, and I am definitely a visual learner. I like to be able to see it. I can read about it and sometimes figure it out, but I do much, much better if I watch somebody else do it. Like when I learned the C2C, I learned that by watching other people's videos. So yeah, I'm very much a visual learner. So the other things I got, this came in from Knit Crate. This was a color a month or 2 ago. It's purple and like a bluish teal, probably more of a blue. It's speckled. And if you're familiar with Creative Grandma, she was the one who came up with these colorways and worked with Knit Crate. And so I have 2 skeins of this, and they were running a really good sale because if you are a Knit Crate member, once they send out all the Knit Crates for the month, they mark everything down on what that's left over for almost 50% off. And for every month that you buy Knit Crate, you also get points, and then you can apply those points towards like for a cash redemption type of thing. And because the yarn was late this past month because of the whole virus thing and some of the countries being on lockdown, the yarn didn't even get to us till close to the end of the month. So kind of as a thank you for being patient type of thing, they sent us all a coupon code for $10 off. So this yarn was originally $26 a skein. They marked it down half price to $13, and then I cashed in my $10 gift certificate coupon thing for it, and I got this for $3. And this is the colorway Sky. It is a wool shine sport weight. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% tencel. Tencel gives it a little stretchiness. So there it is. And the yardage on this is 350 yards. So I now have 3 of these. So I have over 1,000 yards, which is good. I have 1,050 yards. I'm going to probably combine this with a solid color, and that way I can make something a little more substantial, like a sweater or something out of it. So that was my one acquisition. And then my Knit Crate came in for the month. And like I said, June's was really, really late. I didn't get it till like June 28th or 29th. They had 3 different colorways that you can choose from. I chose the neutral this month. So here's what mine looks like. It's kind of, they call it beaches, and it's sandy colored. It's different colors, little beige, kind of a beige to a cream type of thing. And it is cotton. It's 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, which is a type of rayon, and 11% nylon. And there's 350 yards per skein. So my thought is, I got this from Ice Yarns a long time ago. I have 2 of them. I'm going to combine it with this. So, because this color kind of falls in between these 2, sort of. There we go. Get the shine off of it a little bit. And this is also cotton. So I think I'm going to combine these and have some type of a summer t-shirt from it. Or I might make the same pattern I made a while back with the little, I just showed it a couple weeks ago, the kind of green and blue and gray striped. I might use that same pattern because I really did like it. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to be combining that with. Now, if you're interested in Knit Crate, you can get your very first box for $5, which is super cheap. That's basically the cost of your shipping. Knit Crate comes out once a month. It's normally $24.99, and you get 2 skeins of luxury yarn, and the $24.99 includes your shipping. So there's no additional shipping cost on top of that. $24.99 is it. You also get, along with 2 skeins of yarn, you also get sometimes a goodie. Like this month I had a whole bunch of like pins that you can use for blocking your work when you're done. And you also get a little booklet or digital downloads for up to at least 4 patterns. There's usually 2 knit and 2 crochet patterns included in that. So you get all of that for $24.99. But you can get your first month if you want to give it a try for $5. If you don't like it, you can cancel it anytime right online. It's very easy. You do need to cancel it by the first of the month because that's when the billing cycle starts. So if you're interested and want to give it a shot for $5, the link is down below. Now, it is not a link you're going to click and it's going to take you to that website. You do need to copy and paste it up in the URL and then click. It'll take you over to the spot right from there. So that is my acquisitions this week. Now it's time to talk about our Christmas in July Fairies giveaway. So if you are not aware of what is going on, there is a humongous, last I counted, there's 152, and that was earlier this week. There was 152 people participating in this. And what it is all of us podcasters who are participating on July 15th, we will draw a winner from our entry video. And the video to enter my giveaway is down below in the link. Just click the link, and then you need to be a subscriber, give me a thumbs up, and leave a comment on that video. Okay? So on July 15th, I will draw a winner from there, and that winner's name will receive a prize from me, and then I will also pass on that person's name to Dana of Dana's Wonderlust Crochet. She is the one who started this. And she will gather everybody's names that are the semifinalist winners. And on July 25th, she will draw a grand prize winner who will then get a prize from every single one of the podcasters who are participating. So if you are the grand prize winner, you could win like over 152 different prizes. How much fun could that be? So, yeah. But I'm giving a little step up in there too, in that on this channel on July 25th, from that same video, I will draw a second winner for our own little second runner-up prize type of thing. So I will draw a second person from there, and that person will receive a prize from me as well. So again, the link is down below. You do need to enter on that video to get entered into the Christmas in July Fairies giveaway. Now it's time for... Now, in our Come and Get It section this week, and if you are new to the channel, our Come and Get It section is the section each week where I kind of tell you some of the companies that are crafted companies and things that are running different sales. I am an affiliate for these people, so if you do buy through my link, I do get a small commission, which helps to support the channel because YouTube pays like next to nothing. So, yeah. So anyway, that is, I do get a small commission out of it, but I also get made aware of some sales ahead of time. So I try to let you guys have a little heads up. So let me tell you what's going on. Dollar Tree they still have supplies of their $1 Premier cotton yarn. It is $1 a skein. You do need to buy 3. Now, I don't think it's in the stores. You have to buy it online. But if you have one near you, you can actually have it shipped to that store and then just pick it up from there, and you don't have to pay any shipping fees. So that is the Dollar Tree. Leisure Arts has, not only do they have lots of knitting and crochet patterns, which I've shared with you before, but they also sell diamond art kits. Now, if you're not familiar with what diamond art is, you can learn about it because Wednesday's video, I'm going to talk about diamond art, and I'm going to show you some of mine that I've made and how to do it. It's actually little plastic beads. They're faceted on one side, they're flat on the other, and you apply them to a pre-printed sticky canvas. And there's little keys so you know what color code goes to what to make your picture. I kind of got addicted to these things. They're a lot of fun. And so anyway, Leisure Art sells some of them. They sell them in easy, intermediate, and advanced. I haven't done the advanced. I've done the intermediate. So, and the easy is the cheapest price. The medium, I think the medium is around $17 for the intermediate. And then the advanced one, I think, is $24 because there's more colors within that particular kit or whatever. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. So Leisure Arts does have a whole bunch of diamond art kits. Create for Less has Aunt Lydia's crochet thread on sale right now. The number 3 is on sale for $2.69. The number 10 is on sale for $3.09. So that is Create for Less. Now, Annie's Craft Store is in honor of July 4th, has 1,776. Get it? 1776. Yeah. 1,776 download patterns on sale for $6 or less. So lots and lots of patterns over there to check out for $6 or less. Now, Lion Brand has Queue Up Crochet for Summer. And when you click over there, there's all kinds of kits and patterns and things like that that are all like summer clothes, summer wardrobe, summer accessories, that type of thing. So they have that. They also have 2 different types of yarn that they are promoting right now. They're not necessarily on sale, but they're fairly... The one's not new, though. One's called ZZ Twist, which has been out for a while. It's $4.99. It's 246 skeins. It's called ZZ Twist because the yarn, when they plied, it has a special type of twist to it that's supposed to be good for crocheting. And Summer Kiss yarn is kind of unique looking. I kind of did a close-up of it. It's almost like a netting type of yarn, but it has little sections within the solid that are variegated, but it's only like for little stretches. So it's kind of unique. And it is 262 yards, and it is not really on sale, but they are selling it for $6.99. So that is Lion Brand. And then Knit Picks has Kelborn Germantown yarn right now. It is a worsted weight, 100% wool. It's 220 yards, and it's on sale. Well, not really. It's not really on sale either. It's just what they're highlighting this week, and it's $15.99 a skein. That's not a bad deal for 100% wool for worsted weight. I've seen it cheaper. I'll be honest, I've seen it cheaper, but that's the price they've got it for right now. So that is it for this week. I thank you again for watching. And again, Wednesday's video will be on diamond art. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.